Ooh, here we go. Another hot topic. Got the community going off. It's going viral. Are white women black men's peace? I'm going to start out the video by giving you my answer, which I think is the true answer among most black men, and that's no. But let's see what this sister has to say, and I will also elaborate on my answer and why, okay? But let's see what she has to say. Credit to her video will be in the description box. Let's check this out. Come on now.
Hey, sis. Meet me on the porch. At this point, I need everybody to meet me on the porch. I need the black women, I need the white women, and I need the black men.
All right.
This is some seriously real shit that I am utterly disturbed by, and I am just tired because I don't understand why there's this major attack on black women. So this video, if it goes into a part 2,
Now, I'll tell you this about the attack. I've heard of that in the past, in current, of black women being under attack. I'll tell you this. I think it's the minority of black women that are the bad seeds that are drawing the attention, that are being attacked, that are being scrutinized. You get what I'm saying? It's never black women as a whole. I would never say that black women as a whole are ratchet or hood rats. Ain't got no couth, no class, a loud, sassy attitude, all that. I wouldn't say that. You get what I'm saying? But it is a negative stereotype that has permeated, the world as what, black women are. Look at that damn statue they erected in New York temporarily. It doesn't show the best side and beauty of black women. But let's continue.
Not a problem. I'm about to wrap it up. I was in the barbershop today. And it was a young black...
I was too. Right in there. My bathroom. And I shaved it off. Nice and fresh. I got a bald head.
Now, come in there. He might have been between that 22 to 24 age group. Very handsome. Very, very handsome. So I believe he's might have just been coming back from college or graduating or whatever the case may be, because they were happy to see him when he came in. Okay. So he sits down, and so they're just talking, what's going on, and he's giving an update. He's graduated, he's got an engineering degree. Oh my God, I'm over there on the proudness. I'm in the background. I don't know him. I'm just kind of sitting down listening to what he's saying. So the barber begins to get filled in on him. What's been going on? This and that. And he says, I'm coming back. I'm getting married.
Okay.
So everybody, great. And I'm so on the note.
Let me guess. He's marrying a white woman.
On the side being so nosy, and over there like a proud auntie. I don't even know this young man, right? So they start to kind of converse amongst each other, and they're talking. And so the young man says, yeah, I'm having a little problem. It's a lot going on because I'm marrying a white woman. And my family, they're not too happy about it. So,
by the way, every once in a while, topics like this, I get told that I can't speak on because I date white women. I date all women. Keep that, let's keep that straight. I've dated black, I've dated white, I've dated Asian. Okay. There's only a specific, couple maybe that I may not have specifically. Like I've never, even though I've dated Asian, I never dated a Indian woman or, Middle Eastern, you know what I'm saying? But I have kind of been involved, kind of roundabout, if you know what I mean. But so I can definitely speak to this, okay? Because I got experience.
The barber and everybody was like, oh, well, to each his own and this, that, and the other. So the barber was just kind of speaking to him, and he said, hey, where'd you meet her? And he said, oh, I met her.
By the way, Scarlo's not white. A lot of y'all think she's white. She is Puerto Rican. I mean, I guess you could consider her a white Hispanic. But but she's Puerto Rican. I've seen her family. And I'm telling you, all day long, you would have to live with us. But you around her long enough, you ever run into us, just talk to her. She is 50-year-old black auntie all day long. And I've dated Hispanic girls before that rep Latina all day long. This woman is my mother. I did not know it was going to shake out that way. She don't look like her in no shape or form. But ain't nothing but her and Jesus and cooking. You hungry. And she's quiet. She's feminine. She's well-mannered. And, ain't nothing but her family and her love for her family. And she takes care of me all day. And, I only hear her even speak Spanish when her parents call. That's it. That's it. We might be at a family event and I might hear her, their little thing to the side and everything. But I couldn't believe the longer I dated her, I was like, oh my God. And not a modern black woman, a 1955 black woman. That's who she is. I am not joking. My nickname for her is Hattie Mae Jackson. That is my nickname for her. And I call her that at least once a month. Okay? So just letting y'all know, Puerto Ricans are a tri-racial people. They're white settler, Spanish settlers, black slaves that were there on the island, and the natives that were living there on the island. And all of the African ancestry is in her brain because that is who she is all day long.
In college, and he was like, oh, okay, because back in the day you had all the girls. What made you decide that she was the one? Like, what made you want to marry the white girl or the white woman? No, with no disrespect. So what?
By the way, back in the day, I remember brothers that would date outside of their race. I'm specifically talking about the 80s and early 90s. Black girls was always saying, you messing with dumb white girls because they, let's say, they give oral. Yeah, I remember that. Black girls did not do that back then. Okay, and if they did, they didn't talk about it. They didn't tell you. And I remember it was always like a thing if you found out like a black girl did. Like, dude, like, shit, for real? You don't talk to her no more, do you? I'm saying, like, that's how it was. But you knew that if you dated a white girl, you was going to get that. And, I mean, if any man knows here, and that's all colors, if you done had it done right, it'll make you buy a ring. You know what I'm saying? So.
What this young man said after that is what just literally took me out the game. As a black woman, as a black mom, in general. So he says that, he come from, of course, the hood and had a hard knock life, just with one mom and no dad. And that same shit. Here. Like, don't nobody I hate the fact that is such a stereotype. We hate it too.
Well, yeah, I don't like that stereotype either. But unfortunately, I was raised by a single mother. Father left when I was 4. Things was hard. We were poor. I didn't have the stuff that everybody else had. So that's my truth right now. That's how I live. So let me see what he's going to talk about because it sounds similar so far.
Ooh.
But I don't date exclusively white women. Like I said, if things don't work out here with me and Scarlo, I'll date whoever I run into. It's just whoever I happen to run into. I'm never on the prowl like, where the white girls at, or where the Latinas at, or where the black girls, where the Asians. I'm just like, just give me a beautiful woman that I get along with. We can get married. You know what I'm saying?
But, so he goes off to say that when he went to college, it was a college that was mixed, but more so of a white college. And
I'm not married yet because certain things haven't aligned in my life properly for me to say, I'm going to get married. Y'all always pressure me to get married. Mind your business. I get married when I'm ready.
He start, meeting up with white friends, and they introduced him to another whole world that he didn't know existed.
Okay, check this out. When I first started dating white women, it was at a job. I'll tell you real quick, it was at a job. And this one girl, she kept flirting with me. And I wasn't taking it as flirting. I thought she was just kind of kidding with me or messing with me. And then she would always say, hey, well, you can hang out with me this Friday, if you don't mind hanging out with a white girl, She kept saying that. And she was white. And I mean, like, people thought she was the prettiest thing there. I remember that. Like, a lot of the dudes thought she was the prettiest thing there. And to me, she was cute. You know what I mean? And, looking back, she was a good looking chick. But at the time, I only dated black or Hispanic women. That's just what I tended to do. And she kept, and one day I stopped. I was like, why do you keep saying that? She was like, well, I don't know if you like white girls or you cool with white girls. I'm like, look, I told her, I said, listen, if you cool, I'll hang with you. It don't matter what you are. So I hung out with her one night and, we had a good time and we ended up dating and, and there it was, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but I noticed things were different. Things were different, but I'll tell you this, women are women. After dating several different types of women, different races, different cultures, women are women. And I'll tell you this, I started watching Love is Blind, but like Sweden, Denmark, France, Germany, Japan, Brazil. Love is Blind has all these different shows in different countries. When you watch their facial expressions, when you listen to what bothers them, what makes them happy, what makes them angry, what they get catty about, they're all the same. There are differences, but generally, women are the same, man. So no matter where you go, you may get more femininity or more masculinity or more of this or more of that. However, generally, in my experience of dating several different types of women, they're generally the same. And that's why I'm telling you, no, they're not our piece. Because you can get, I know where this is going already. I can feel it. But you can get rowdy, but in a different way from a white woman. Unclassy, trashy, ratchet, all of that stuff. A different way, but with a white woman. She won't act like a black woman. However, she's going to act like a white woman with those same negative traits that you might associate with a ratchet black woman. You get it?
And the young girl, she became a friend and then introduced him to their family. And when he goes over there, they're all married. The parents is married and they have a really good home and they do things together.
One of the white girls that I dated, her family had an issue with me. First, because I was black. Second, because I wasn't the same religion as her. Okay? So they treated me real funny. And yeah, they were close-knit, but they had some skeletons. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't all ha, ha, type of stuff. How you be thinking, like white people are, they're all happy and going on cruises together. It's not always like that, okay?
And they communicate. It's just a good energy, a good vibe.
Yeah, no,
and
they ain't all like
said,
that.
I never knew this side of life.
Didn't they say, I guess fact check this, but haven't psychologists said for years that most families are dysfunctional? So if most families are dysfunctional, that means all races, at least over here in America, if they're talking about it. You get what I'm saying? So some races may be more than others dysfunctional, but get it?
My life was always loud and chaotic and always disruptive with my family. So the young man said, he would go over there and they would go on vacations. They would have Sunday dinners. When they had cookouts, there was no fussing, no fight, no arguing.
Listen, see, two dudes from the hood had it hard, right? Single mother. But now when I went to family dinners, it was all fun. All fun, all love, jokes, laughing all night. That's what it was. We weren't getting into fights. We weren't fighting each other. Guns wasn't going off. We weren't fighting in the front lawn. Aunts and uncles weren't getting drunk. Wasn't nobody touching on nobody they didn't need to be touching on. You see what I'm saying? So he's had some different experience. And I get that. I've met certain people where you go to they barbecue. Yeah, it ain't what, yeah, something could break out. And I tend to stay away from those types of people, no matter who they are. You know what I'm saying?
It was just all love and vacations. I was thrown at what this young man was saying in regards to what he seen and what he witnessed being with this young lady.
He can't encapsulate it like that, though. Like, you know, if he is saying, oh, well, I dated this one white girl and it was this, that, and the third, and this is so it was totally opposed, you know, to the opposite of what my family, that doesn't mean they're all like that. You get what I'm saying? However, in his particular situation, apparently he had such a good experience dating her that he decided to marry her. And I get that. But we can't generalize and say it's all better when you cross the street. The grass truly ain't always greener on the other side. It might be slightly different. The hedges might be trimmed differently, but they tend to be the same. You know what I'm saying?
And this new side of life. And so he said that, you know, when he seen it, he started thinking about all of the chaos that his life was, you know.
I'm an agent of chaos.
It was always baby mama drama and fussing and fighting, and they'll get together as a family and it'll be a fight, and the drunk uncles, the drunk mamas.
Nope.
You know, he was like, my aunt and uncles, they all on welfare and always scheming and always fussing and fighting, cussing, you know, trying to hook up with this dude and that dude, and it's just all these black women, just all that seemed like that's all I was raised up under, that's all I seen, that's all I know. And then I get to the white woman.
I can't stand when people say that, though. That's all I know. You can learn more. You can learn more. You can branch out. You can meet other people. You know, like I got a homeboy who's he's actually fairly ratchet, but he's gotten himself under control over the past few years, that couple of decades. And you know, he said to me he ran into another dude that was in the streets, still acting up. You're talking about, oh man, that's all I know. I'm like, good Lord, man. Don't do that to yourself, okay? Because you are confining yourself to that bubble. Because when you get out there in the world and you sometimes when you just go to the neighboring town, because most people never really get out of their little bubble. You go to neighboring towns, you start to see that things are different. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, he had a different life than I had. You know, things were hard for him, but he had mom and dad. You see what I'm saying? He had mom and dad was good to him, and mom was good to him. And now they was ghetto, but they took care of each other. And the same thing with them, though. It wasn't no fights. Family wasn't fighting each other at the barbecue, none of that stuff. People was getting drunk, dancing, having a good time. But see what I'm saying? Like don't think that your experience is the only experience. And then when you experience something else, oh, that's totally how it is over there in that culture. It ain't true.
And it's different. And what he said after this is what really broke me. He said, you know, it's like when I came home.
First off, sister, don't believe just one dude talking. Don't believe just one dude talking, okay? Talk to a bunch of black men if you want to. If you really want to, you know, go surf through all the videos, and you're gonna find some black women hating black men. You're gonna find some black women loving black men. You're gonna find some people that are middle of the aisle like me. We love everybody, and just whoever I just happen to run into is how I run into. You know what I'm saying? I love my women, but if I happen to run into an Asian girl that day, and she's at a party and we got along, why not date her? You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, don't believe just one dude.
Last time, he said, and I was in my family's event. It was nothing but chaos. He said the women, they in house shoes and bonnets, you know, they ghetto acting. He said, and I love them.
He really got a hood-ass family. That's funny. My mom never wore bonnets, ever. And I never saw my grandma wear bonnets. None of that. None of that. My aunts, none of them.
Him, but I don't love it. And he said, being with my white girlfriend, fiance, and her family, he said, you know what it's like? And this is what got me, ladies.
I tell you this, one thing black men do love is when a black woman wears her natural hair. We do love that. You know how to wear it right, we love it. And like I'm one of those black men that prefer a black woman to wear her natural hair. Okay? I do not care if it's braided or locked, or even if you putting the creamy crack on there. I'll let that go. I know there's a movement to get away from the creamy crack, but I would still prefer you have natural hair over that. Okay, but what my major preference is? Yes, natural hair. Okay, no creamy crack, no relaxed, none of that. But if I'm that much of a match with you, it ain't gonna be that big of a deal to me. You get what I'm saying? But the weave wearing, the wig wearing, I can't stand it. And I know what it does to your scalp and your head. And I don't care if you justify it by showing different tribal women wearing different things in their hair. They can choose to do that or not to do that. I prefer you to keep your hair and your scalp as healthy as possible. You get what I'm saying?
He said it's like if you're in a crowded room and you're surrounded by chaos and just everything is just chaotic and noisy and loud and disruptive, and you take some headphones and you put the headphones on and you can drown everything out, because when you put the headphones on, it's quiet and it's peace. He said that's what my fiance is to me and her white family. That whiteness, he said, they're my headphones. And they are my peace.
Let me tell you something. A good woman is a man's peace. I'll give my girl as an example. Again, she's very quiet, and she's not about being out there in the streets, up in the club dancing, shaking her thought pocket, none of that stuff. She's not like that. Okay, and she's extremely loyal, almost basically to a fault, because she did go through some other stuff when she was too loyal to someone who she never should have been that loyal to. And people will take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? That does happen. On both sides of the aisle, men and women will take advantage of someone that's too loyal to them. You get what I'm saying? That's why I have no fear whatsoever. I'm Daredevil, the man without fear. If it comes to her leaving me for another man, she's not going to do it. It's not going to happen. I dare you to try to pull Scarlett. Get in the DMs. She doesn't even read her DMs, okay? It's not going to happen. No matter what you bring to the table, okay? I'm too good of a man, and she's too loyal, and she's treated too well. It's just not going to happen. And I know it's you know, there's women like her out there like that. I've met them over the years. I'm like, God, this woman is loyal. Wow. Whew, hope I get a woman like that one day. You know what I'm saying? Thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? So, that's peace. You got that loyalty. You got that respect. You got that, she ain't, trying to want everybody to look at her. She doesn't post thirst traps. That's a big thing too, girls. Today, in this Instagram world, y'all post way too many thirst traps. And that's all of you. Okay, putting your booty on the sink, the one leg, the one butt cheek on the sink. Okay, and while I'm at it, men love femininity. Be in your full femininity. Okay, because this whole strong masculine stuff, to be a strong black woman specifically, you do not have to act like a strong black man. Let me give you an example, and I always give this example. If I'm in a relationship with a woman who is not pulling her weight as a woman, she's not really being a woman in a relationship, she's not acting right, I feel like, well, I need to step into her place and somehow replace her, the femininity that she does not have. That does not mean that all of a sudden I'm like, well, look, what you mean I'm acting feminine? Well, first off, if you was acting like a woman, I wouldn't have had to start acting like this. and take your position. Okay, because I'm the woman in the relationship now. Okay, I'm feeding the kids. I'm changing them. I'm taking to school. I'm dressed. I'm doing everything. What are you doing? I don't understand. Exactly. You're all laughing right now, but you do know there are plenty of women out there that will say, well, if black men would step up, we wouldn't have to start acting all masculine. It makes no sense. My mother stepped up and did the best she could to raise us as men, and she didn't have to act like a man to do it. My mom stayed quiet, well-mannered, and feminine throughout our whole lives, and I never saw her harden, not once, and act like a man. Ever. You don't need to do that to be a strong black woman, or any type of woman at all. Okay? As a matter of fact, with this day and age, with all this woke garbage going on, you got white women acting like men now. You don't have to do that to be a strong woman. It's so weird that their idea of a strong woman is a woman that acts like a man. That is so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Why isn't men's idea of a strong man a man that acts like a woman?
He said, and then black women in my black side of the family, they are the noise. They are the chaos. They are the noise.
His family life traumatized him.
My bad, my video cut off.
Pushed him away.
He said, black women, they are the noise. They are the chaos that was in his life. And now he has put on the headphones and received that peace.
Let me tell you this. In my lifetime, I've met several beautiful, feminine black women. Sisters, do not give up. We are looking for you. Okay? We are out there. Okay? Just so you know. Enough with all that tough, manly, all that. Don't want it. I'm repulsed immediately through any woman that I see acting like a man. Repulsed immediately. If I was even thinking about talking to you, nope, not no more.
From his white fiance and her family, with all due respect. But my question is, why the hell are we always so targeted? We as black women are consistently here to protect everybody, but there's not a damn person out here protecting us.
Oh, we out there protecting you. I'm speaking for you right now. There's plenty of black men online that speak to the beauty and the strengths and, the advantages of being with a black woman. Okay. Now, like I said, mine's mixed, but the fact of the matter is we will defend you. You got to look for us. Okay. Don't say that we're not defending you, because I watch enough of YouTube. I've been doing this 13 years. There's plenty of black men that defend black women. Okay. But but in the ones in their right mind, that ain't scared will also show you a mirror. You get what I'm saying? Just like black men have their faults, black women have their faults. We all have our faults. All races have their advantages, disadvantages, faults, and everything. Be able to speak the truth to each other through love. Okay? Because somebody that loves you is going to tell you the truth. They're going to show you that mirror. Okay? We're going to show you that beauty. At the same time, your faults is going to be there too.
And the first person that will attack us is our men. I don't care what you say. Our men. This young man was not attacking us, but for him to compile and say that all black women are noise.
He didn't say all. He was talking about his family. He didn't say all.
And every other race is their piece is heart-wrenching.
Yeah, so there we have it. Yeah, he didn't say all. Listen, sometimes you hear what you want to hear. I think that really bothered her and traumatized her a little bit to hear that. So, yeah, there's plenty of us out there that still love black women. Like I said, if it don't work out with this woman I'm with, hey, you never know who I'm going to run into. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Plenty of good black women out there. And yeah, when your mindset is right, you tend to run into the right people. I will tell you that. When your mindset is right, you tend to run into the right people. When it rains, it pours. When you got a bad attitude about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like the y'all that always dating a bad woman, it's you. It's not them. If you consecutively have pulled 8 bad women or men and you think it's all them, it ain't. It's you. Okay? I've been with different women. It's like some of them were definitely marriage material, and some of them weren't. You know what I'm saying? I would say more than not were actually marriage material. I have a knack for pulling good women, but I didn't marry them because I wasn't ready, first and foremost. And sometimes they weren't for me. Sometimes they're good women, but it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? You need someone that really fits to your particular lifestyle and your habits and everything. You guys know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's like I met one, but she was just so boring. Beautiful, but she's just so boring. With me and Scarlett, it's banter all day, jokes, fun. Scarlett feels familiar, like home in a way. She really feels like home, like I've known her for a while. So, yeah, just find your peace. And you can find that in anyone is good for you. Post your comments down below. Let me know what y'all thought. If you enjoyed my reaction and thoughts to this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!